In a world where age-old tales intertwine with cutting-edge innovation,
Akachukwu was a young Nigerian who loved to explore the Metaverse, a virtual reality where anything was possible. He had a special interest in the ancient cultures and traditions of his country, especially the ones that involved magic and mysticism. He had heard stories from his grandfather about the Shrine of the Gods, a sacred place where the old deities of Nigeria were said to dwell. According to legend, the shrine was hidden somewhere in the dense forests of the south, and only those who were worthy could find it and receive the blessings of the gods. Akachukwu was determined to find the shrine and see for himself if the stories were true. He had spent months researching and collecting clues from various sources, both online and offline. He had also acquired a special device that could scan and map any location in the metaverse, even if it was encrypted or protected by firewalls. He hoped that this device would help him locate the shrine and access its secrets. One day, he finally found a promising lead. He discovered an old website that claimed to have the coordinates of the shrine, along with a password that would grant entry. The website looked outdated and dubious, but Akachukwu decided to give it a try anyway. He copied the coordinates and the password and logged into his Metaverse account. He activated his device and entered the coordinates into its interface. He waited for a few seconds and then saw a message on his screen. Coordinates found. Location, Shrine of the Gods. Password required. Akachukwu typed in the password that he had obtained from the website and pressed enter. He expected to see another message confirming his access, but instead he felt a sudden jolt of electricity running through his body. He gasped and fell to the floor, unconscious. When he woke up, he found himself lying on a grassy clearing in the middle of a forest. He looked around and saw towering trees, colorful flowers, and exotic animals. He heard birds singing, water flowing, and wind blowing. He smelled fresh air, sweet fruits, and fragrant herbs. He felt warm sun rays, gentle breeze, and soft earth. He realized that he was not in his room anymore, but in a different world. He checked his device, but it was broken and useless. He tried to log out of his Metaverse account, but he couldn't. He tried to contact anyone online, but he couldn't. He tried to remember how he got here, but he couldn't. He was trapped in this strange place with no way out. He panicked and started to run, hoping to find a way back to his reality. But as Akachukwu ran, he encountered more wonders and dangers than he had ever imagined. He saw giant snakes, flying horses, talking trees, and invisible spirits. He met friendly villagers, hostile warriors, wise elders, and mysterious priests. He learned about the history, culture, religion, and magic of this land, and he discovered that this was not just any land, but the land of the gods. He learned that this place was indeed the Shrine of the Gods, where the ancient deities of Nigeria still lived and ruled over the land of the gods. He learned that this place was indeed the Shrine of the Gods, where the ancient deities of Nigeria still lived and ruled over their domains. He met some of them, such as Sango, the god of thunder and lightning, Ogun, the god of iron and war, Oya, the goddess of wind and storms, Yamoja, the goddess of the sea and motherhood, Orunmila, the god of wisdom and divination, and Eshu, the god of crossroads and trickery. He also encountered some of the enemies of the gods, such as Olokun, the god of the deep sea and chaos, Ogun, the god of fire and destruction, Ayao, the goddess of air and curses, and Egungun, the spirits of the dead. He soon realized that he was not here by accident, but by destiny. He was chosen by the gods to be their messenger and champion in a time of crisis. He learned that the shrine was under attack by a powerful force that wanted to destroy it and take over the metaverse. This force was led by Eshu, a former god who had betrayed his kin and joined forces with the evil ones. Eshu was the one who had lured Akachukwu into the shrine with a false website and a corrupted password. He had planned to use Akachukwu as a pawn to infiltrate the shrine and sabotage its defenses. But Eshu's plan had backfired. Instead of becoming his slave, Akachukwu had become his nemesis. Akachukwu had inherited the power and wisdom of Orunmila, the god of divination, who had foreseen Eshu's treachery and had prepared a countermeasure. He had imbued Akachukwu with his essence and had guided him to the shrine, where he would meet his allies and mentors among the gods. He had also given him a special gift, a necklace made of cowries, which could reveal the truth and the future. With this necklace, Akachukwu was able to see through Eshu's lies and tricks, and to predict his moves. He was also able to communicate with Orunmila and other gods who supported him. He learned that he had a mission to stop Eshu from destroying the shrine and unleashing chaos in the Metaverse. He also learned that he had a destiny to become a new god, a god of balance and harmony, who would restore order and peace in both worlds. But before he could fulfill his mission and destiny, he had to face many challenges and dangers. He had to prove himself worthy of the gods' trust and favor. He had to overcome his fears and doubts. He had to fight against Eshu's minions and allies, and he had to confront Eshu himself in a final battle that would decide the fate of the shrine, the Metaverse, and himself. Akachukwu confronted Eshu in the final battle, which took place at the heart of the shrine. Eshu had managed to break through the shrine's defenses and was about to destroy its core, which would cause a massive disruption and damage in the Metaverse. Akachukwu arrived just in time to stop him, and they engaged in a fierce fight. Eshu was a formidable opponent who used his powers of deception, manipulation, and chaos to confuse and weaken Akachukwu. He also taunted him with insults and lies, trying to make him doubt himself and his mission. He told him that he was a fool for following the gods, who had only used him as a pawn. He told him that he was nothing but a hacker, who had no place in the shrine or the Metaverse. He told him that he was doomed to fail and die. But Akachukwu did not listen to Eshu's words. He remembered all that he had learned and experienced in his journey. He remembered the gods who had helped and guided him. He remembered his friends and allies who had supported him. He remembered his necklace, which gave him the truth and the future. He remembered his mission and his destiny. He fought back with courage, wisdom, loyalty, compassion, and humility. He used his skills as a hacker and a fighter to counter Eshu's attacks. He also received help from Orunmila and other gods who intervened in the battle. He used his necklace to see through Eshu's lies and tricks and to predict his moves. He finally managed to overpower Eshu and deliver a decisive blow that knocked him down. He then grabbed his device and hacked into Eshu's account, deleting all his data and access codes. He then activated a self-destruct sequence that would erase Eshu from the Metaverse forever. He watched as Eshu's avatar began to glitch and fade away. Eshu looked at him with a mix of fear, anger, and disbelief. He asked him how he did it, how he defeated him. Akachukwu looked at him with pity and said, "I did it because I am not just a hacker. I am not just a messenger. I am not just a champion. I am a god." He then turned away from Eshu and walked towards the core of the shrine, which was glowing with a bright light. He felt a surge of energy and joy running through his body. He heard the voices of the gods congratulating him and welcoming him into their family. He saw Orunmila smiling at him and saying, "Well done, my son. You have fulfilled your mission and your destiny. You have saved the shrine and the Metaverse. You have become a new god, a god of balance and harmony. You have earned your name, Adebayo." Akachukwu smiled back at Orunmila and said, "Thank you, my father. Thank you for everything." He then entered the core of the shrine, where he was embraced by the light. The end.